What's going on, everybody? LK here, back at it again with another video. And today I'm actually kind of stepping back a little bit. I want to go back and talk about option selects because, especially so, the last video I made about option selects where I talked about the OS guard. So as a quick reminder, and we'll set that up. So the OS guard defense technique is a way you can block highs and lows that don't hit at the same time, but you can't react to. So here's a little preview. Again, I should turn on the virtual control actually. So here we go. We got the virtual control on, and now, okay. So make sure you look at the bottom left, so you can see my control. Oops, I did it a little too fast. So in this case here, this recording, you actually want to do it a little differently. There you go. So now you see I kind of got it. So the thing that was kind of getting people here, and secretly, I kind of let myself get hit at the start on purpose. So the reason why is because people were kind of confused on what to actually do when. So with OS guard, the thing about OS guard and stepping back, the main difference between offensive option selects and defensive option selects is that the context for offensive option selects will always be clearer to you, the person who's doing it. Because you know when you develop something or take something for somebody that, oh, this is the place where I have to do this. So the quick example, this is going back to the original video where I was like, oh, the concept of an option select is even easier than you think, would be this. So it's the same simple. It's like a reflect option select. So you'll see with the safe jump here, once again, that if you touch them, you will just do a key blast, but if they do something invincible, you will reflect it. Because the jump in whiffs, so you land faster, so you will get different input. So you, doing that, you know what you're supposed to do there. It's very clear. You're like, I knocked him down, I'm going to do this because it beats this and this. That makes sense. That I didn't actually realize it when I kind of started making these videos specifically, but it is much clearer when to use an offensive option select and how to use an offensive option select versus using a defensive one. Now, the thing you have to understand about defensive option selects, I will move this to the middle of the screen. So the thing you have to understand about defensive option selects is that the whole point of picking them is that you don't know what to do. That is the biggest difference between offense and defensive option selects. The whole reason why you pick to do any defensive option select in a situation is because you don't know what to do. That's the whole point. One of the things I saw the most in the comments were like, it's not very clear, like I don't get when to use this. Like I kind of get the idea, or like I sort of get what you're doing, but I don't get where to use this. And this is kind of like my thing that I'm just so used to doing it myself that to me is kind of intuitive already. But to be very clear, you want to choose to do this type of option select when you don't know what's coming. It helps you deal with stuff when you don't know what's coming. That's the whole point of doing it. So option select guard, the times you want to do option select guard is when the opponent is attacking you and you don't necessarily know whether or not you can react to the high or low. So you pick something that beats both. Whether or not it will actually work is a whole other thing, but it will make your chances much higher than if you just try to block it out in the first place. For example, so I didn't want to just do old stuff. I wanted to add something new. So we'll do like this. So we'll actually make this kind of goes back to our Dragon Rush video that I made before, but teching Dragon Rush is an example of this. So one of the most common ways, option selects that people use to defend against Dragon Rush would be teching with a button. Okay, right? Actually, we'll do it like this. There you go. Why? Because you don't know what's coming after this. So, well, actually, no. You can make an even better one. You could do this, and let's add a third option here. This was also another video. Okay, make it a little cleaner. Whoops! Awesome inputs. Awesome professional inputs. There we go. So I mentioned this in the Dragon Rush video, but you can tech Dragon Rush with buttons, right? So the opponent is doing something plus, and as a review, plus frames is when someone will choose to try to Dragon Rush you. So there's a couple ways you can get through this. You can try to actually react, right? And I'll do like a couple of attempts. Okay, so it's... I missed it because I'm human. Okay, see? I was looking for a Dragon Rush, still missed it. Okay, but that's one way. Maybe you'll tech it, maybe you won't. Okay. So, 2, you could try using a button. So this time, I will use Crouching Light. So, as a reminder, your tech window is smaller than when you use the actual Dragon Rush input, right? So it has to be kind of tight. But you could time it so that if you're in block stun, nothing comes out. If you get thrown, you tech to throw. If they are not near you, you hit a button. Okay, so let's do it. Oh, got owned. Okay. Okay, safe. Got owned. That third, but we teched here. Okay. In the context of a match, that third thing, that air dash overhead again, yeah, that could happen. But the whole reason you're picking this is because you don't know what to do, and you know it will protect you from Dragon Rush, and if they put you in a block string, you're not going to get hit. Now, we're going to do this one more time with another button, teching with another button. This time we're going to attack with Crouching Heavy, anti-air. Okay, got out. Dope. Dope. Safe. Boom! Boom. If I was playing Team GT, if I was playing GT SSJ, I would have introduced Trunks to Todd. He would have died. Okay. Okay, a couple more. Okay, I don't have the character. I don't have the characters. I want to show off. I don't have the characters. But anyway, you can see there once again. I didn't really know. I didn't know what's coming. Right? I know a plus move happened. All your jump-ins are generally, for the most part, you can consider them plus. Right? So a Dragon Rush might come. So I picked this thing to protect me from Dragon Rush. And something that they would use to potentially hit my tech. And I use the Crouching Light, right? The common denominator between the Crouching Light and Crouching Heavy is I don't really know what the offensive player is totally going to do. I just have an idea of all the options in total. So I pick something to kind of hedge my bet. As opposed to teching with Dragon Rush is effective, but as you remember, I'm human. I tried taking Dragon Rush again. I missed it twice, both times in this video, right? So hopefully that clears it up, and I kind of reminded you, / reviewed, adding the Crouching Light and Crouching Heavy option selects for teching Dragon Rush. Us cool kids, we call it Fuzzy Mash. Fuzzy Mash. I'll explain Fuzzy in a later video. But once again, the whole point, I'm saying it again because it's really important, right? The whole point you choose defensive option selects in situations is because you don't know what's coming. That's the whole reason why you do it. As opposed to offensive option selects where you're doing it because you force them in a situation where you cover all these options. Right? There are cases where you don't necessarily know what the defender is going to do, but it's still a really boxed-in situation in your favor that you have a lot more control over than being on the defensive side. Alright. Let me know if you have any questions or comments. Like and subscribe if you feel like it, and I'll see you next time.